Hi, I'm Kirsten Gardner, and I started working with Viktoriya and Oksana back in 2022. I was struggling with multiple autoimmune diseases, including Hashimoto's and alopecia. So if you're not familiar, alopecia is basically where your immune system starts attacking your hair follicles, and your hair falls out in patches throughout your entire head. I was first diagnosed with alopecia back in 2001, and I've been struggling with it on and off ever since. I tried all of the traditional treatments. I had, topical treatments, steroid injections in my head every couple of weeks, but nothing really seemed to work. Even if my hair did start growing back in one spot, it would start falling out somewhere else. So that was my constant battle. So in 2020, after progressively getting worse, I found a holistic doctor who took a completely different approach. She took me off all the traditional treatments and did extensive blood work and a whole bunch of other tests. We'd meet for these marathon 3-hour sessions. She'd go through everything with me on a regular basis, and she put me on a ton of different supplements. For the first time in years, started feeling much better. My hair started growing back. I had more energy, and I was even sleeping better. But here's the thing. The ongoing lab tests, the long appointments, literally hundreds of supplements, it became extremely expensive. So every time I saw her, she was adding more supplements to my list, to the point where I was literally taking about 75 pills and drops every single day. Then my insurance started rejecting them. I knew I'd have to start paying out of pocket until my doctor actually completely stopped accepting my insurance altogether. So by now, it is August 2021, and I had to get vaccinated in order to keep my job. So due to my autoimmune conditions, my doctor advised me not to, but with bills piling up, I pretty much didn't have much of a choice. Within just 12 days of getting vaccinated, I lost all of the hair on my entire body, including most of my eyelashes and eyebrows. Anyone who's ever dealt with alopecia before knows just how depressing it is, how much it destroys your confidence, and it can lead to depression and anxiety. So on top of that, I also had a Hashimoto's. I was gaining weight, I was constantly cold, and then I was dealing with just a ton of other things too. I had muscle aches and joint pain and a horrible sore throat all the time. Probably the worst was this horrible fatigue to where I was barely getting out of bed on the weekends. And it's just not fun to stay in bed all weekend, but also takes a toll on your relationship as well. I was super embarrassed, so obviously I didn't take many photos during that time. Any pictures that I do have, I was, hiding under hats or wigs or anything like that. In December 2021, that's when I got extremely lucky and I found Viktoriya and Oksana. They went to Wayne State University as well. I had gone there for my master's degree. So even though they worked with customers literally around the world, I felt like we had some sort of nice common connection there. When they told me they could reverse my autoimmune diseases without any drugs or supplements, I was kind of like, yeah, right. I mean, I'd been dealing with this for years, but honestly, I was out of options, so we met. Before signing up, I had a ton of questions. I needed to make sure that the program was something that would work for me. Was also starting a new job in January, so I needed to make sure it wasn't going to be too time consuming. I knew it was food related, but I didn't really know any specifics, if it was going to take me, a ton of time to prep and cook the food, if it was food that I would eat. And then I also needed to make sure it wasn't super expensive either. But anyway, I was desperate, out of choices at this point, so I signed up and I started working with Viktoriya and Oksana in January of 2022. At the start of the program, Viktoriya and Oksana gave me a very easy to follow plan that was tailored specifically to me. It included the foods and the amounts to eat daily, plus instructions on what to avoid. The best part was that the shopping and prep took way less time than I expected. It was super easy, and it didn't really interfere with my new job at all. And since I didn't need those supplements anymore, basically paid for the program itself. During the program, I would send Viktoriya and Oksana a daily log of everything I ate and any challenges that I faced that day. They always got back to me right away. I was super motivated to stick with it because, I needed something to work. Although I tried to follow the diet to a T, it wasn't perfect. I mean, nobody ever is, but I was super excited when these tiny, thin baby hairs started growing on my scalp in just 2 weeks. They were so small at first, I wasn't even sure if it was real hair. But it kept growing, and as time went on, more hair started filling in. Viktoriya and Oksana also held these weekly webinars where we explained the science between everything that we were doing. We got to meet others in the program and share our stories. I was the only one in that group with alopecia, but it was super inspiring to hear everyone else's successes. And all these positive changes kept me going. I followed their plan pretty strictly for the first 4 to 6 months. After that, I slowly started adding in other foods, but I still follow the basic principles of their plan to this day. It's been 3 years now, and I have a full head of hair and more energy than I've had in years. Plus, Viktoriya and Oksana will still check in with me periodically to see how I'm doing or to share new food suggestions, which I'm super appreciative of. So to wrap up, I just want to thank Viktoriya and Oksana for literally changing my life. I can't thank them enough. I know there are millions of people suffering from autoimmune diseases, including many of my own family and friends, and so many of them believe that there's no cure. But Viktoriya and Oksana found that cure, and they've helped me and so many others prove it. If you or someone you know is struggling with an autoimmune disease and has the motivation to fix it, please reach out to them. If you have the belief and the desire to get better, then they have a solution that actually works. So thank you.